President Trump is crossing paths, again, with Russian President Vladimir Putin after the White House said the two would not be holding a formal meeting in Vietnam. The world leaders shook hands on Saturday as leaders of the 21-nation Asia-Pacific Economic Cooperation opened their meetings and chatted as they strolled to a brief photo-op at the intercontinental Da Nang Sun Peninsula Resort in Da Nang. Trump and Putin also greeted each other at the summit's welcome gala on Friday night, shaking hands while they wore traditional Vietnamese shifts and stood side by side for a group photo. Behind the scenes, White House officials quietly negotiated with the Kremlin over whether Trump and Russian President Vladimir Putin would hold a formal meeting, with the Russians raising expectations for such a session. Mikhail Clemente. Getty Images. As speculation built, the two sides tried to craft the framework of a deal that Trump and Putin could announce in a formal bilateral meeting, according to two administration officials not authorized to speak publicly about private discussions. Though North Korea and the Ukraine had been discussed, the two sides focused on trying to strike an agreement about a path to resolve Syria's civil war once the Islamic State group is defeated, according to officials. But the talks stalled and, just minutes before Air Force One touched down in Vietnam, White House Press Secretary Sarah Huckabee Sanders told reporters that the meeting was off. Jorge Silva. Reuters. When asked about the outcome, Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov later snapped at reporters, "Why are you asking me? Ask the Americans." Trump has delivered a message of putting America first at the APEC conference, warning that the U.S. would no longer be taken advantage of in trade deals. Trump has pulled the United States out of the Pacific Rim trade pact known as the Trans-Pacific Partnership, saying he wants one-on-one agreements with other nations. On Saturday, the 11 remaining TPP nations announced they had reached a trade pact without the U.S.